Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Brian Hallman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Brian Hallman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we revisit an interview we had with Charlene Patton of the Kansas Soybean Commission regarding the newest edition of the Soy Foods Guide. And Inside Kansas Ag, KDA gives us insight on how they're preserving historic brands. And Kansas Wheat talks to us about the Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. And in News You Need to Know, we get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association, look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by
The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. KansasSoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Kansas Wheat Commission. Leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com. Kansas Livestock Association, supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. In June, Cuba made its first U.S. soy oil purchase in more than 5 years. The latest sign that drought and heavy rains in South America have tightened supplies and disrupted long-standing trade patterns. Buyers of soybean and soy products have increasingly turned to the United States after rains reduced Argentina's soy crop quality and stocks ran low in Brazil. Some traders say that the sale could mark Cuba's quiet return to the U.S. shores for agricultural products. A bipartisan group of more than 36 U.S. senators has urged the EPA to raise final blending targets under the Renewable Fuel Standard for 2017. Growth Energy says the letter sent to the EPA outlines the need to keep progress in biofuels production intact and urges the agency to put the RFS program back on track with blending targets that match the levels that Congress intended. The public comment period is underway. China is calling on its citizens to reduce their meat consumption. The Chinese government has launched an advertising campaign saying that reducing meat consumption will help the environment by reducing carbon emissions and improve the health of Chinese people. Recently released dietary guidelines from the Chinese government recommend a 50% reduction in meat consumption. China has even enlisted the help of two popular Hollywood celebrities in China to help deliver the message: actor Arnold Schwarzenegger and filmmaker James Cameron. And in local news, this past week, U.S. winter wheat condition was rated at 62% good to excellent, and harvest wheat was at 35%. Corn condition was rated at 69% good to excellent, and corn silking was at 6%. Soybean condition was rated at 65% good to excellent, with soybeans planted at 89%, well ahead of 68% last year. Sorghum condition was rated at 73% good to excellent, with sorghum planted at 85%. After more than a year of negotiations, senators have reached a bipartisan deal regarding genetically modified ingredients. Republican Senator Pat Roberts of Kansas and Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow of Michigan announced together the approval of legislation that will require the labeling of GMOs nationally. This legislation will be more lenient than the mandate slated to go into effect in Vermont this week. Additionally, the Roberts-Stabenow bill would exempt any type of meat products where meat, poultry, and egg products are the main ingredients. Kansas feedlots with capacities of 1,000 or more head contain 2.16 million cattle on feed on June 1st, according to USDA's NASS. This inventory was up 7% from last year. Placements during May totaled 420,000 head, up 22% from 2015. Fed cattle marketings for the month of May totaled 400,000 head, up 7% from last year. Other disappearances during May totaled 10,000 head, unchanged from 2015. Up next in our Ag Feature, we revisit an interview we had with Charlene Patton of the Kansas Soybean Commission regarding the newest edition of the Soy Foods Guide. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned. Thanks for making Kansas Ag Report the most watched ag show in Kansas.
This segment brought to you by
Kansas Livestock Association, supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. Grassandgrain.com.
Spring is here, and Premier Farm and Home can help you stop crabgrass before it starts. With a 6-month residual, Premier has what you need to protect your lawn all season long. Premier Farm and Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Spring is sprung, and Premier Farm and Home has what you need to keep your yard crabgrass free throughout the season. With a complete line of pre-emergents, you can stop crabgrass before it starts. Premier Farm and Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We're at the Kansas Soybean Commission office here in Topeka, Kansas, and I get to draw a lot of really good jobs every once in a while. I tell people all the time I have the coolest job in the world. I get to spend time with farmers and ranchers and producers and commission people, and every once in a while I get fed, and today's one of those days.
Today is that day.
Today's that day. So
right.
Charlene Patton's joined us. You know Charlene, she's been with us many, many times over the years, and we're going to talk about the new soy food guide that just came out.
We are. Each year, the Kansas Soybean Commission offers a new soy food guide to consumers, and you'll want to make sure that you get it because it is a 4-color, nice publication. It's filled with lots of ideas and recipes and information about soy foods. I particularly like it because if consumers want to know what is soy flour, what is soy milk, there is a great glossary in here that gives a description of each of those and tells how they're made, and then there's a chart that tells the benefit and the nutritional value of each of the products.
And one of the things that we want to make sure that we remind the viewers about is soybeans are a huge crop here in the state of Kansas. If you live in one of the rural communities or you drive up and down the highway, you've seen soy growing here in the state of Kansas. It is, I think we're probably 9 or 10 when it comes in the country. I know we're in the top 10 when it comes in the country as production goes. So it's very important to our state's economy and probably your neighbor's economy as well. So,
exactly.
And this is something that the Commission funds.
Exactly. Because we like to tell consumers, because it is such an important agriculture crop in Kansas, let them know how important it is to them. Most of the soybeans in the United States or in Kansas are used for livestock feed here in our state, but they are used in so many foods, which is why we're talking about the Soy Foods Guide. And one of them that I think surprises consumers, if they would just open their pantry and pull out vegetable oil, look at the label on vegetable oil, and the only ingredient is going to be soybeans. Unless it says another type of oil, then it is soybean oil. So probably everyone has that in their pantry and uses it all the time. But some other popular soy foods that consumers often think of is soy milk. And a lot of times people will go to soy for an alternative, maybe for a special diet that they need to look at. And soy does offer a lot of opportunities to exchange other ingredients, whether it be soy milk, whether it be soy yogurt, soy cream cheese, so that those that might be lactose intolerant or have other allergies can look to soy that offers some assistance to that and still gives them that opportunity to use that in their cooking.
Yeah, soy foods are more than just tofu nowadays.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot that really goes into preparation and thinking about putting soy into food nowadays.
And one of the ingredients that we work with a lot in Kansas is soy flour. Soy flour does not have gluten in it, but it needs to be combined with our good Kansas wheat flour to make a great baking product. But we do have lots of recipes on our website. You can go to the kansassoybeans.org. We have an archive of recipes, so whether you've seen them on television or whether you've seen them in one of our publications, they're always there where you can find some of your favorites later. This particular recipe that we have today is actually on page 23 in this book, and it's a fresh fruit berry crumble. It is so easy to make.
Which I will get to sample sometime today.
Yes, you will. Yeah. It is one recipe that I think all your viewers are want to have and to keep and tuck away, because it's that special recipe that's easy to make, requires only a few ingredients, and when it's time-saving and delicious, that's what we want. But this particular recipe uses 4 cups of berries, and this time of year in Kansas we have lots of berries and choices. You could also use frozen berries. And then we are going to sprinkle 1 tablespoon of sugar over the top of it, and then the crumble topping is very, very easy. It's 1/3 cup of whole wheat flour, 1/3 cup of oatmeal, 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Mix that all together with 3 tablespoons of our vegetable oil till you have a nice crumbly mixture, and then just put that on the top. Bake it at 375 for 25 to 30 minutes, and you have a perfect dessert.
And you have something that I'm going to enjoy. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to finish up with Charlene at the Kansas Soybean Commission office here in Topeka. You're watching Kansas Ag Report, and we'll see you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farmers and ranchers since 1919. KFB.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. Grassandgrain.com. Kansas Wheat Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We're at the Kansas Soybean Commission office here in Topeka, Kansas. We're joined by Charlene Patton, and we're talking about the new soy food guide that comes out every year. And we've got about a minute left in the segment, so not only do I get to sample this and have some of it, let's tell everybody how they can get the soy food guide.
Absolutely. I do want to mention real quickly that there is a lot about athletes for this kind of the theme of this, protein snacks, and you'll see the runners on the front of it. So I think that it's a publication has a lot of interest for people. But they can go to our website at kansassoybeans.org, or they can call us at 877-KS-SOYBEAN and ask for the Soy Foods Guide, and we'll send it out to them.
Perfect. And real quick, is there another website if someone is kind of trying to do 1-for-1 or looking at measurements, trying to convert some stuff? Is there a website that they can go to help with those conversions?
If you come to the Kansas soybean website at kansassoybeans.org, and then come to the consumer section, and then we have lots of links there to other places that you can go for information, activities for children, different places that you can go. But then look at our archives, because we have a lot of recipes there and information on how you can convert that in easy ideas.
Perfect. And we want to remind you of the importance of the soy industry here into the state of Kansas. It also supports everything that you probably touch soy on a daily basis and you don't know it.
Exactly.
And especially if you partake of protein when it comes to the beef industry, poultry industry, and even the aqua industry, soy is becoming very important to that too. So Charlene, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Kansas Ag Report. You have made us the highest rated ag TV show in the state of Kansas, and we thank you.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Hi, I'm Kendra Frazier with the Division of Animal Health at the Kansas Department of Agriculture, and I'm the Brands Program Manager. Cattle branding is a time-honored tradition for many cattle ranchers as a system for identifying livestock ownership, and all brands used on livestock must be registered with the state. Kansas first began registering livestock in 1939. Currently, we have 17,500 actively registered brands, with more than 450 new brands added each year. In 2014, the Brands Program made the switch to an electronic storage system of brand applications. At that time, we had collected nearly 88,000 paper applications, many of which had supporting documentation. We now have more than 70 years of history stored in file boxes and are working to return the original application to the owners or owners' families at no charge. These original brand applications are rich with the nostalgia of family legacy and have been real treasures for families, some of which are still using the original brand applied for in the historical applications. We are eager to restore these applications to their owners to serve as a keepsake of the family's agricultural roots. If you or members of your family applied to register a brand with the state since 1939 and you would like to receive the original application, please go to our website and fill out the Historic Brand Application Request Form at agriculture.ks.gov/brands.
While association memberships might look like an easy thing to scratch off your budget, it's time to think again. The Kansas Association of Wheat Growers is a member-governed organization representing wheat growers in planning legislation, advising government and international agencies on matters affecting wheat, and providing grassroots leadership to the U.S. wheat industry. Justin Knopf, a COG member from Gypsum, said whether the federal government wants to stop teenagers from working on the farm or require CDLs to operate farm equipment, COG ensures that our voices are heard in D.C. While it may seem like the most recent farm bill was implemented yesterday, in all reality, plans for the next are already being discussed. Other key issues include expanding market opportunities, like ending the Cuban embargo and passing the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and exploring your right to repair. COG is your ticket to being involved in these policy discussions that directly affect your farm. Membership benefits include the latest wheat industry news, market analysis from Larry Glenn and Dan Maltby, a subscription to the Wheat and Row Crop Farmer newsletter, and the book Wheat Varieties for Kansas and the Great Plains, all of which can help your bottom line. Memberships can be purchased online at kansaswheat.org/advocacy or by calling 785-539-0255.
This segment brought to you by Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farmers and ranchers since 1919. KFB.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Kansas Wheat Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com.
Spring is sprung, and Premier Farm & Home has what you need to keep your yard crabgrass free throughout the season. With a complete line of pre-emergents, you can stop crabgrass before it starts. Premier Farm & Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Spring is sprung, and Premier Farm and Home has what you need to keep your yard crabgrass free throughout the season. With a complete line of pre-emergents, you can stop crabgrass before it starts. Premier Farm and Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
The U.S. House of Representatives approved an amendment to the fiscal year 2017 U.S. Department of Defense Appropriations Bill specifying meat will remain an option for members of the military. The National Cattlemen's Beef Association and the National Pork Producers Council strongly supported the amendment, which was introduced by U.S. Representative Adrian Smith from Nebraska. According to NCBA, the language will protect service members from the radical dietary agenda promoted by the Meatless Monday campaign. NCBA sent a letter of support for the amendment to members of Congress. The letter suggested the 2015 dietary guidelines clearly show that beef is an important part of the diet. That is especially so for service men and women given the active lifestyle they live while protecting Americans. The U.S. Coast Guard cut meat consumption 10% over the past 3 years, raising concerns of similar activist-driven actions in the other service branches. Representative Smith said his amendment does not mandate meat consumption, but simply indicates there will be a meat option each day for members of the armed forces. Contrary to Meatless Monday campaign claims, beef is both environmentally and nutritionally efficient. Cattle production requires less land, water, and energy than in the past and provides 10 essential nutrients in the diet.
Good morning. I'm Cody Wintersheet with Paragon Ag Advisors. We were fortunate in the ag markets to have dodged a bullet when the Federal Reserve decided to leave our interest rates unchanged a few weeks ago, thus keeping the U.S. dollar under pressure. However, shortly after that, we were not so lucky when the vote came in about Britain leaving the EU. I'm sure there are some of you out there wondering how and why that matters to the grain and livestock markets. Well, it probably does not matter directly, but it's more of the indirect effect it has on the agriculture sector, mostly in regards to the US dollar, which plays a big part in how effectively we can export products. The US dollar is usually referred to as a safe haven for investors, especially when there are turbulent times elsewhere. Albeit Great Britain leaving is a big deal, but the world also seems to be on edge for the fear of other countries potentially following in their footsteps. We've also had the big June 30th crop report, which has certainly caused a lot of volatility in its own right. But now that that is in the rearview mirror, the markets will begin to refocus their attention on July and August weather, of which, at least for now, continue to show some concerning weather out into that time frame. As always, just remember the markets can and will react abruptly to changes in these forecasts in both directions. Weather markets can disappear multiple times faster than they take to appear. Make sure you're taking advantage of any of these pricing opportunities that can work for your operation and not getting too caught up in the emotional roller coaster of trying to predict the weather and the markets both. Thank you and have a great day.
Closed captioning brought to you by
The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. KansasSoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Kansas Wheat Commission. Leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com. Kansas Livestock Association. Supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Brian Holman, and thanks for watching.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.